Woo, woo, woo.
This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
Well, that happened.
That is?
It is a man's world, apparently.
It is.
So, yeah, we're not gonna talk about it.
Yes.
That's all.
No.
That's all we're gonna say about that.
There we go. Speaking of men,
In other news,
yes, R.I.P. Quincy Jones. I know.
Legend.
It sounds like late now that we just hadn't recorded since then. But,
right? Other stuff's been going on.
Right. So R.I.P. Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I had a time doing some research on Mr. Quincy Jones for the podcast.
Yeah, when you suggested like we do all Quincy Jones, I was like, I don't think I know enough about Quincy Jones. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh.
Right. I don't even think I know the half of it.
Right. Probably.
Right.
So
So just in a nutshell, so just like to lead off with, just in a nutshell, he has the best-selling album. He was producer on the best-selling album. You know what album that was?
Thriller.
Yes. The best-selling single.
Oh.
Do you know what that was?
Was it also Thriller?
No. We Are
Was
the
it Michael
World.
Jackson?
We Are the World. His I think he's had. Did I write it down? 28 Grammys. Tony. He's EGOT winner.
Oh.
Emmy, honorary Oscar, Kennedy Center winner, National Medal of the Arts. So I watched the Netflix documentary on him. It's called Quincy, and that was leading up to he was honored at the African American Smithsonian Museum,
wow.
which is now I'm like, well, I gotta go to see the Smithsonian. It was amazing.
Oh, cool.
Girl, it was right on time. I found myself choking up several times, just
Aw.
getting it. So this is my biggest take from, because he passed away. He was 91, right?
Right.
And this documentary, he was like in his 80s, 81, 82, and he's had several health scares.
Yeah, like he had an aneurysm in the 70s,
yes,
right?
yeah. But like he would always like try to go back and focus on his health. Like he would listen to the doctors. One. So, but it's so funny because a lot of the documentary, I mean, he was in that age of the cigarettes, so a lot of it, he's like has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, But what, like, he never stopped, and I think that's what, like, I was like, damn. So we need to stop worrying about like, when am I going to retire? When am I going to retire? Like, you just need to like, don't worry about retiring. Just keep, as long as you're doing something, like retire from freaking
Your accounting job.
Yes, yeah, that's
Right.
fine. But like,
But don't ever retire learning
Yes.
and creating.
He was always up until the day that just doing stuff and keep. So that helps your mind, but then also you need to combine that with the physical. And like I said, because he would have his strokes or whatever, and he would do good. He would exercise, and he'd be like, I need to get back on exercising. I need to. Girl, he was drinking in his 80s, and even so, Rashida Jones, his daughter, produced it, and she was like, Dad, I have a hard time keeping up with you. And like, but like, it was so inspiring.
Yeah, when I looked up Quincy Jones and like his like history, I didn't realize it went all the way back to like Duke Ellington and Frank Sinatra and
Right.
yeah, like
He was born in the 30s.
wow.
He was born in the 30s. His mom was, this has really affected him all his life, like his relationship with women and stuff. His mom was schizophrenic, and like she had mental health issues. And so he was kind of scared of her, which,
I mean,
yeah. So he had issues with his mom, but like he was raised by his grandmother. His grandmother was a former slave. So just think about how like,
that's not that far removed.
no,
Really not.
no, so Quincy Jones, who just passed away,
Just died.
just that was raised by someone who was a former slave.
I mean, my grandma's still alive. I can't imagine if she was a former slave.
Yes.
Like,
So we need to keep that in mind when people are like, it was years ago. Like,
no, my grandma
right.
would say otherwise.
Right. And it was years ago, and it wasn't like the slaves were freed and they were like, well, we're all equal. Yep.
Yep.
Hey, do you want to be mayor, sir? No, that's not what was happening.
You want a bank account?
Right, exactly.
How about a loan?
Yes. Like, there's like a house. Did you want your 40 acres? I know we said that. I know we promised you your 40 acres and a mule.
You just heard.
Right.
4 years ago.
Oops.
Very.
So,
well.
yeah, anyway, we digress. But,
That's hilarious.
His
I mean,
story.
it's not at all.
Right.
So.
Not funny. That's funny.
So Quincy Jones, he was raised by his
Yes.
grandmother.
Yeah. In the South Side of Chicago.
Okay.
Saw some crazy stuff, girl. Some of this, like, just crazy stuff. But the piano, he started off playing the piano.
Okay.
Is where he kind of like got his, because he thought he was going to be a gangster, because that's all he saw for a while.
Yeah.
And then he started playing the piano, and then
Quincy
the
Jones
trumpet.
is a cool gangster name.
It is, right? He was a cool looking dude.
Yeah,
too,
he was.
Right?
My Quincy is not named after Quincy Jones, by the way.
Oh, okay, no.
No.
You just like the name Quincy?
Actually, me and Paul met at Twisted Root Burger Company when we worked there, and one of the owners' names was Quincy.
Oh, that's a cool name.
We thought so too. And Paul, he's a fourth, and so Quincy also Quinn 5, and we were like, oh, it just fits in.
It just works.
It just worked.
Very good.
And we liked like a more masculine name for a girl.
That I do.
We
like
really
that.
like that.
I think that's cute.
And because I do believe that, like, on like resumes and stuff, like she's not going to be like prejudged by her name.
Word.
If she wasn't like, you know, Hannah Elizabeth.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
She's going to be president one day.
Maybe. I don't know. We don't let girls do that, apparently.
Right, yeah, maybe.
We're not going to talk about it
Hopefully
anymore.
by the time she's, yeah. But, okay, yes. So
he started piano? I thought he played trumpet.
He did play trumpet.
Okay.
And after his aneurysm in the 70s, I think, they told him he couldn't play trumpet anymore. Which makes sense. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, but he started off
embouchure,
on the trumpet. And the girl, it's just...
yeah, because he was like jazz.
Yes.
Very jazzy.
He wanted to have no genres. And I think that like helped him. Like having a classical music and big band music background helped him as he grew into like, because he had his hand in like hip hop and pop and stuff.
Yeah, they were talking about how Tupac was supposedly going to leave Death Row to go be on Quincy Jones's label.
And Tupac was mad at him for a second until they started to talk. Because Tupac was mad because he always ended up with a white woman, which is, okay, here and there, whatever. But Tupac was like, yo, you got to respect our black woman. Because, you know, that's the way Tupac was.
Right.
And then they talked about it. But then I appreciate Quincy for being like, not being like, well, fuck you.
Right.
He was like, let's talk. And then they ended up having a good relationship.
I like listening to Quincy Jones speak.
His like mild and demeanor.
Yeah.
And his
like cadence and everything.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I could listen to him talk.
I agree. He had I wonder let's see what do you think his sign was?
Oh.
I'm going to say, I think either a Cancer or Sagittarius.
I don't know. I'm bad at this. I'm gonna guess Aries.
Oh, Pisces. I almost said Pisces. Wait, because March 14th is Pisces, right? March 14th birthday.
It might be Aries.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because March 29th is Aries.
But I think that because my cousin and my friend Kendra's birthday is March 17th, and her, oh Lord Jesus, sorry, Zodiac, Pisces.
What's the word?
Pisces. He's not as crazy as Randy.
Who is?
We got you, Randy. You can't say nothing back. But yes, so he just like, I agree. I like the way he talks.
And I forgot like how long we've been exposed to him for so long, because I had the making of Thriller. I'm quite certain you did.
Yeah, he was 49 when he made Thriller, so he wasn't even young when he made Thriller.
Wow,
girl, that's inspirational. Because I'm 43. Girl, I got stuff.
We have time.
We can still make a Thriller.
A Thriller?
Yes.
Yeah, I was watching I watched the making of Thriller. I should have busted it out. It's somewhere in this house. I'll make a video showing you my VHS copy of the making of Thriller. But I saw that so many times, and he's all in it.
Yeah,
all in it. So I really have been exposed to Quincy Jones for a long time.
And the reason he got exposed to Michael Jackson. Do you know how the first project he worked with Michael Jackson on? That was The Wiz, and Michael was 19.
Yes.
So he did the music for The Wiz, which is amazing.
And didn't Michael not have a song and Quincy Jones got him his own song?
I don't know. I didn't know
I think
that
I
part.
saw that.
Which is crazy. Why would you have Michael Jackson and the Wiz and not give him a song? No, he's a
Yeah.
scarecrow.
Yeah, but like they made that song for him as the scarecrow.
That's crazy. I'm like, why wouldn't you have Michael Jackson a song? That doesn't make sense. Which I will. This is my confession because I'm scary. The Wiz and Wizard of Oz scared the shit out of me. So
Yeah.
I understand their importance in cinematic history, but I'm scary.
Yeah.
So I'll listen to the soundtrack to he's on down the road. Come on now, he's on down the road. I listen to that, but don't make me watch that movie because when they was in that subway thing and them pillars started moving, girl, I was scared.
Yeah. Did they have the ones with the roller guys, or is that Oz? The monkeys with the roller hands? Because there's Oz too with Firuza Balk.
I think that the monkeys and they were skating.
Uh-huh.
I think that was because I didn't watch that much. Girl, I'm scary.
They are all y'all went too far with the monkeys.
Girl, even Wizard of Oz was scary to me. After a while, I was like, what? This is scary. This is some scary shit.
They tore the scarecrow apart.
Girl, I was like, just listen to Somewhere Over the Rainbow and call it a day because I don't want to watch none of this.
No part of this.
Both of them. I was like, we gonna go see who? He's a wizard.
We had to walk there.
Girl, just let me stay in black and white Kansas. I'll be okay. I would have made something happen in Kansas.
How long is this yellow brick road?
Right. And why is this scarecrow in this line talking to me, girl?
And a Tin Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I would
I
have been
did
fine.
love Wizard of Oz when I was a kid, though.
I did not.
We would watch it on we would watch it on Beta.
Really?
Yeah, my dad had a Betamax player, and we had Wizard of Oz and like Transylvania 6000. Those were like the two Beta. And Raising Arizona.
Oh, Raising Arizona. That was good. Yeah, we didn't watch Beta, but yeah, I was not like I said the soundtracks and stuff. I liked them, and I understood even as a kid, I understood the importance of having like, let's have the black people, the Wiz. But I watched it a few times, and after a few times, I was like, this is actually quite frightening.
I don't like it.
Just listen to the soundtrack, please.
Yeah. The white versions are scary too. So.
That's what I'm saying. Both of them. I was
and the Oz, all three.
Girl, I didn't even watch the Oz because I think I knew from. I was like,
Yeah, they have all the heads and like floating water.
Yes, I was like, fool me once. What's the one that's coming out with Ariana Grande?
Wicked.
Wicked.
I saw Wicked at Dallas.
Is that good?
It was good.
Yeah.
I'm not like a theater person like that though. Like that was a little much for me.
Really?
But I did see The Color Purple there too.
Oh,
yeah,
very nice.
And that was I had never seen the movie The Color Purple before I had gone to see like the play.
Color Purple and another Quincy Jones.
Another Quincy Jones.
He was the one that found Oprah for that.
Yeah, he told her that she shined.
Mm-hmm. And Oprah as Harper was that was amazing. That was good. Oprah's a good actor.
She is.
She's a really good actor. Sometimes, like, yeah. But okay, let's go back to. So this is interesting too. So the first thing that got him on the map, that got him like started, was Leslie Gore, and she's saying it's the party and I cry if I want to, cry if I want to, which is still like do if it happened to. All the royalties on these songs that you still from the 50s.
Yeah,
you still hear "It's My Party" and stuff.
Yeah,
in movies. We know that. We weren't even born.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure like our kids even know that.
Right. So that was like his first big like, okay. And then he started to play with Frank Sinatra. And okay, so this is a great story, which is gonna make me go back and listen to Frank Sinatra. Okay. I know like Frank Sinatra like major hits like what "Fly Me to the Moon" and "Strangers in the Night" and all that stuff. So
right.
Like so that was in the time when Vegas was ran by the mob, and then like segregation was at its height. You had
I would have loved to go into mob Vegas.
Right?
That would be so cool.
Yes, I don't know if I need to. I wouldn't have to go as a white person, but I want to go though.
Yeah,
because it was segregated. So even like Quincy Jones, like even though they're playing with like Frank Sinatra and like Sammy Davis and there's Diana Carroll, Washington. Yes, they were all. Like they could play in the band, but they couldn't sleep at the major hotels. And they couldn't eat, and then so Frank Sinatra was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" So Frank Sinatra was the one that was like, "Hey, they gotta like, what the hell y'all doing?"
Like Ella Fitzgerald did for.
No, Marilyn Monroe did for.
Yeah.
So Frank Sinatra appreciates you. He was an ally.
Good job.
So I thought that was really cool. So I was like, well, now I gotta go back and listen.
Now I gotta
all Blue Eyes. That's Blue Eyes. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I think. Right?
And he sings New York.
Yes.
New
His voice is
York.
very velvety, very
Super.
nice. Beautiful voice.
Yeah, I don't know any singers, like many singers that sing like that anymore.
Right? Yeah, just have that. Yeah. So that I thought was cool. So now we got to go back and make sure we support Frank Sinatra's estate and play it on Spotify.
There you
guys.
go.
I thought that was really cool.
Nice.
So that's another that even got him more in the door, which I thought was lovely. You know what's some good like television because he wanted to like conquer each little thing. He
All the genres.
yeah. So he did like television scores. So remember in the Heat of the Night? Please tell me did you watch in the Heat of the Night?
I did not watch it, but I know the song.
The song he did that Sanford and Son. Do you remember Eddie Griffin? He had that show. No, not Andy Griffin. Eddie Griffin.
I was like, Quincy Jones sang.
Girl, no. Eddie Griffin. You're going to see it. I'm going to show you a picture of Eddie Griffin. You're going to be like, well, that is not.
I was in the mood. Yes. He does not have a theme song.
He does not. But he had a show with Malcolm Jamal Warner, I want to say.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the funniest moments on that show was whenever they were talking about Sanford and Son, and he was like, he's like, Fred Sanford had a son in a truck, son named Lamont. And I remember going to school and everyone singing that song the next day.
That's hilarious.
And they put and he was dancing and stuff. That was one of the funniest. That's like what I remember when I think of the Eddie Griffin show. I'm like, yeah, when they sing the Sanford and Son, because it didn't have lyrics, but he was like, I'm gonna put some lyrics on here.
I need some words.
Yes,
that's hilarious.
So yeah. I'm just like laughing at you. Okay. Sorry, I had to just laugh. But yes.
Sometimes my white comes out
hard. Yes, Andy Griffin? I'm like, no, girl. But I did like Andy Griffin.
Everybody watched it.
Yeah.
I was watching I Love Lucy the other day.
Girl, Tom and Lucy was hilarious.
So funny.
I remember my mom would be like, you watching that Dead People show? I'm like, Mom, why you gotta ruin my fun time? Because I'm having a ball.
Thanks for reminding me. They're all dead now.
Yes, I had a blast watching. I think I've watched every single episode.
Oh, for sure.
Of I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
And I liked it when they moved to I remember even being a little kid and I liked it when they moved to the country. I was like, that house is way better. Who wants to live in that apartment?
A tiny apartment. Yes. And I was glad that Fred and Ethel got to go with her.
Yes. Yes. Girl, one of my favorite I Love Lucy thing when they were, I think I've said this before, girl, when they was in the country, I think it was Connecticut. I don't know. Maybe I just made that up in my head. And I'm like, yeah, it's Connecticut. Who knows? When she was they had the chickens.
Yeah.
And she was trying to like hide all the eggs from Rick. Oh, she wanted to keep them, but they weren't producing eggs.
Right.
And she dropped them eggs to her, and he wanted to practice the dance. Girl, when I remember laughing out loud and dying laughing when she crashed into Ricky and all the eggs cracked.
And all the eggs broke.
Girl, that was some funny
Good
shit.
Stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, the one I watched, it was when they opened the diner, and it's the Cuban diner. And, like, they have, like, the tiniest conversation. Ethel's like, yeah, me and Fred, remember when we got stranded and wherever? We had to run the diner for a bit. And they were like, yeah, we can run a diner. And then Ricky and Lucy are like, we can be the front people. And so that was all they had. All the conversation they needed to start a diner.
That's all you need.
Fred and Ethel
Back
were
in the
like,
day, you didn't need shit like business plans and stuff.
Surprise, surprise, it did not work out. Oh, Lucy.
Girl, or the Vitamin Benjamin. That was hilarious.
I love them all.
And
then I Love Lucy.
Yes, we need to.
Yeah.
And then whenever they were in Europe or something, and she missed little Ricky, and it was because it was his birthday, and all the little Italian kids kept on being like, "It's my birthday too, you know." And I'll still say that to this day, and no one knows what I'm talking about.
I've like,
it's my birthday too, you know. Okay.
We have gone way off course.
Yes. So,
all right, Quincy Jones. The Eddie Griffith Show.
Okay, we talked about that because we're talking about Sanford and Son. So
Correct.
yeah, he did that. We talked about the Wiz. Bub. We Are the World. I was gonna say something else. Oh, okay, yes. So in the I think when he was in his 80s, I saved it. He did a interview with somebody. Girl, I don't know, but he was spilling tea, like
Ooh.
you talking to like an old person who's like, nothing to lose anymore.
Ooh.
Girl, he was talking about Marlon Brando. Girl, Marlon Brando was having sex with everybody. He was saying that Marlon Brando was like sleeping with, and not who you think, with like Richard Pryor.
What?
Hold on, and Marvin Gaye.
Oh, he
Girl.
did say he was bi.
Mm-hmm.
Quincy Jones said. There are some allegations against him. I hope that all.
Who, Quincy Jones?
Yeah.
I've only heard that once. So just Tevin Campbell, or
I think
other
so.
people? It was Jaguar White. You hear that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear, but
Jaguar Right.
Right. I watched very, very biased. Like Rashida Jones is not gonna have anything bad about her daddy in there.
Correct.
You're right. But
that's fine.
You know what was funny? Because I was like, me and Quincy are spirit animals. Because at the end of the documentary, they're like, "Is there anything that you like, any goals or anything that you haven't accomplished, or that you wish you had, or that you did better?" And he was like, "Marriage." And they laughed, and that was it. I was like, "Right there."
He had 7 kids.
He had 6 girls, 1 boy.
And the oldest one, like, would hang out at Michael Jackson's all the time.
Right.
And dated Tupac for a while, too.
Yes, I did see that.
What, Tanisha?
I think so.
Rashida and...
Rashida is probably the one that we recognize the most. Obviously,
from, like, Parks and Rec in the office.
Then, yeah. Oh, no, there's somebody from West Tawakoni. It's a child missing.
Hello?
Here, let me see. Oh, yeah. So according to Quincy Jones, that Marlon Brando would apparently fuck anything. Like this guy right here. I didn't know that about Marlon Brando. Did you?
No, I don't want to imagine that about him.
I knew that about. I knew that I'd heard things about Richard Pryor, but not. I
guess you just have to be freaky in Hollywood. You can't be boring in Hollywood, I guess.
Right. And then he did, I don't know if this was the same interview, but he was talking about the Beatles. He was like, "What do you guys think about the Beatles?" He's like, "They're good people, terrible musicians."
Yeah. He was like, they're overrated.
Yeah, and you're like,
but I think he respected Paul McCartney because he did.
Yes,
between Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson.
Because he said Ringo Starr was trash. The drums, he was like, "You can't play drums for shit." I don't know enough about the Beatles. You know, but black people don't know about Beatles.
Well, nobody. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Ringo, but I don't think it's because of his drum skills. It's just because he was a Beatle.
And his name is Ringo.
Yeah, that's a funny name.
Right, but yeah, I think you're right. I think he did because there was a lot of. It's so cool how he like just seeing him like. Now I'm like, I gotta get on the phone more because Quincy Jones be on the phone.
Ooh.
He'd be like, call. What his phone calls was? I was like, I need a phone call like that. He was like, yeah, call Usher. Let's call Barack. Colin Powell. And why don't you get like it was just like call on. Right, it was just like amazing. I was like, I need to have a phone call like that. Like,
yeah, where's my dialect? What is it called? The little thing. Remember, there was like a little flip Rolodex.
That was like dialect.
Good night.
And then during because it was on the documentary, they're leading up to that where they're honoring him at the African American Smithsonian Museum. And he was trying to get Colin Powell. And so they're like days before, and they're like, okay, so we have this. He's like going over everything. He's like, did we get Colin? And they're like, oh, not yet. And he was like, shit, you got to do some shit. You got to do it yourself. Hey, Colin? Yeah. We're going to go. We'll have Tom Hanks introduce you. Yeah, it'll be fine. Thank you, brother. Miss you, brother. Okay. Bye.
See you there.
Got it done. He was letting them other people do. He was like, let me call this dude.
I like it.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, one thing I said with him, I read with him, it was like, he said the purpose of life was to laugh, love, live, and give.
I think he did. You can tell.
Yeah.
He had good, friendships, Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, people you can tell.
To be known as a good father.
Yeah, he did. He knew that there was times in his life where he wasn't the best father. He focused on his work a lot, and so he tried to correct. He was a good corrector, which is the only thing. That's really all you can do in life.
I mean,
You're
yeah,
not gonna
you're
be
gonna make
perfect.
mistakes,
Yeah.
and you have to learn from your,
Yeah.
learn from life.
Yeah.
That's how you life.
Yeah.
That's
So
the whole thing.
Exactly. You get in the hospital, you're like, shit, what do I gotta do? I gotta eat better and stop drinking?
Eggs are bad.
Right. Like you gotta correct. You can't be like, I'm not taking these pills. Take the damn pills.
Do
that
it.
The doctor
Go
said.
on a walk.
Yes.
Drink the water.
Exactly.
Exercise.
So,
Quit drinking so much.
He like got a divorce. And I think because the last marriage was, what's her name from Mod Squad? Patty. I know my mom was like, girls, damn it. Because it's Rashida's mama. Rashida mama.
You said Patty, I wanted to say Duke, and I was
Lapone?
like, I know that's not right.
Quincy Jones' wife, Patty. Peggy Lipton. She was in the Mod Squad. That was his last wife. So his 3 ex-wife, his last one, which I think he really loved and still always loved, was Peggy Lipton.
No.
So during, I believe they were married during Color. Yeah, they were married during Color Purple, and he said after Color Purple, because he was doing everything, he almost had a nervous breakdown because it was just very stressful for him. But can you it was an amazing project. I was saying that to say something, and now I don't remember.
How he was a good father, but you learned from your mistakes.
So after Color Purple, he kind of focused back on his kids.
Yeah, it did seem like he would kind of ebb and flow in and out of the industry.
Right.
But that's so cool, that you could just come back
to though.
And he had his hands in so many things, just from art, from the generation before, but us too, just Thriller alone.
That if you just do Thriller,
that's it. And I thought it was really interesting. I've watched a couple of things about how he knew how to make an explosive album, and he was like, you have 300 songs and you go down to 8,
right?
And then he said that him and Michael had listened to the whole album back and they hated it. And that they were like, all right, let's go through each song and figure it out. And then they did until it was perfect.
Wow.
But him and Michael worked that way too.
Yeah.
And he was like, Quincy Jones, he'll make you do something over and over and over again. He'll be like, that was beautiful. I loved it. That was it. All right, let's do it one more time. And
right.
that is perfection.
Yeah.
And I was listening to, they said, the last album they put on Thriller was bad because they felt like they needed a rock song on it. And did you know that
But Bad was not on Thriller. Bad was on Bad. Bad was a whole separate album.
Not Bad. Beat It.
Got you.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Beat It. Beat It was the last song to go on Thriller because they said they needed a rock type song.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know who does the solo?
Who?
Eddie Van Halen.
Well, praise Jesus.
And they said he was like, well, what do you want me to play? And Quincy Jones was like, you're Van Halen, play.
Play some. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. And so when you listen back to it, you're like, of course that's Van Halen. Wow. But I never knew that. But they said when he recorded the the guitar solo that's on
the guitar
record,
solo. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just got chills. Yeah.
They said that when he recorded that the speaker caught on fire and he was still playing, and that the producers had to go in and put the fire out.
Wow.
It literally caught the speakers
on
on
fire. That was when they was really doing some
live studio work.
You was in the orchestra was in the recording. That is amazing.
They were like, it sounds made up, but I swear it happened.
Wow.
Can you imagine shredding so hard and the lights on fire?
That was a hell of a guitar
solo. I never knew that was Van Halen.
That man had I can imagine his house needs to be a museum. Can we just go through your house and see things?
Yeah. Can I see your contact?
Or we just need to go to the African American. I imagine it's in Washington D.C. You think so? Because the Smithsonian is in Washington D.C., right?
I've been to the Washington D.C. Smithsonian.
You have?
I did.
Let's see. African American.
Yeah, before 9/11, you could just go to the airport and see where the cheapest flight was. You didn't have to
Right.
So one weekend my dad was like, do you want to go somewhere? And I was like, sure. And he was like, it's cheap to go to DC. And I was like, okay. So we went to DC for the weekend. It was so fun.
I bet you. So yeah, it's in DC. So we definitely have to go.
Okay.
I probably will be a babbling baby, but it'll be good tears. Like,
Yeah.
that was so beautiful.
Don't get me out of here.
Right. That was so hurtful yet beautiful. Because there'd be some parts where I'm like,
Yeah.
how did we survive? Yes. I'm already like, okay. And I don't know, do you remember this part? This is very niche because I remember he did the big, 30 minutes. Big Daddy Kane, him and Ice-T, they're back on the block. Back on the block so we can rock with the soul, rhythm, blues, who was that? Big Daddy Kane?
I don't remember.
And Ice-T. It was like a hip hop thing. I remember that. I forgot about it and I was reminded of that. I was like, I remember. Man, that was just random. But yeah, nice. Quincy Jones, rest in heaven.
Yes.
Man, you were way to leave your mark. You are never going to be forgotten. Ever.
No.
Right?
Yeah, no. Because he's been in the industry for way too long. That's, Frank Sinatra until 2020. I wonder, what was the last thing? What was his last project?
Let's see. And I think it also just gives us a good reminder, like, don't stop moving. Don't stop using your brain.
Yeah.
And you will, like, we don't have to retire at, like, just, he was doing stuff. So I just thought that was such a great...
retiring is like retiring from, like, a dreaded thing.
Yes, exactly.
I'd rather not have to retire. I just went to do the things that I love, and you guys like it too.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, that's his last post, not his project.
His last post was something like acknowledging his kids, or like something sweet about his kids.
He seemed like they really admired him,
and he was surrounded by his kids and like his family when he passed. What a blessing!
Telling me, I'm like, it's just telling me like
all the stuff he did.
Yeah, I'm like, I know. What was Quincy? I posted this on Facebook, but do you remember Quincy Jones? Speaking of Tevin Campbell, one of his first songs was "Tomorrow," and you know tomorrow is gone. You know you gotta get up, get over it. Do you remember that song?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, such a beautiful song. Beautiful. It says July 2014. He had a documentary called "The Distortion of Sound." But I feel like
I bet he collabed on some stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that's right. But anyway,
I think he had his hands in so many things that it's hard to like probably
to say.
Even say.
But yeah,
Quincy Jones.
And it makes me. I kind of always wanted to be a producer.
Really?
I feel like I'd be really good at being like, turn that beat up. Nope, up some more. No, I don't know. I feel like I love music, and I feel like I have a good ear. I name songs of the summer all the time.
You do?
I'm like, that's a good song. That's a song of the summer.
You can call it. Yeah. You've done it several times.
Thank you for co-signing on me. So I've always, but I don't know how to, like I said, I don't know. Like now I'll just be like, what's your qualifications? I enjoy
I have
music.
A good ear because I said so.
I like Beyonce.
Quincy Jones never went to college, but he has 2 degrees, like honorary degrees. One from Howard, I believe.
Wow. So yeah, that's the only thing. I don't want to go back to college or anything. I don't want to have to I don't know how I would like. Remember, why do you want to run this record label?
Let's just see how it goes. What's the worst?
So give me a trial.
What's the worst thing that could happen?
Right. I'd be like, the song is trash. Get it out of here.
Meanwhile, you're like, I don't know how to do the podcast. You would figure it out.
I would figure it out, girl. I'd be on YouTube. Like, how do you run this soundboard?
Believe there is nothing that we can't figure out.
Right. Or I'd be like, Leslie, help me. There's a bunch of buttons on this computer. Come up here. Girl, just bring your ass. Bring Quincy.
What do you mean it's not connected?
Girl, I need it done by tomorrow.
I told Quincy Jones I was good at this.
Girl, you know I'm finna. If I make it, you make it. Get your ass up here.
Usher on speed dial.
I told Beyonce I would have this beat ready.
Be like, say less. Let's do this.
We would be like, dance party with Beyonce.
Dance party with Beyonce. I still think that's a better choice.
I do too.
That's the last. I'm not saying anything more.
So, what are you into?
Oh, I find it hilarious that you just learned that Dave Matthews gets a lot of hate.
Girl, I did not. Girl, and I'm so goofy. Like, duh.
Yeah.
People, if you're famous, you get hate. Girl, I don't know why I be
People
thinking
have always hated, like, with a passion,
they
hated Dave
yes.
Matthews. Even, like, in the 90s. Like, I was made fun of because, like, I was a Dave girl. Because me and Jamie used to wear Dave Matthews shirts every Friday.
Aw.
And, like, we loved Dave. We would make signs at the show. We went, like, 7 years in a row to see him.
Oh,
Like,
why do you let you be?
yes. Yeah. And what is Dave doing to anybody?
Girl, apparently a lot. He's irritating there's this, so Leslie, I think we mentioned before that we're part of this Xennial group.
Xennial, yeah.
Xennial group. And there's a video of it. I think it's a funny video.
I think so too.
Yeah, and he's like just like dancing. And I think it's funny that it's like there's not a Dave Matthews song that required, because like if you listen to his albums, there's probably not, but his live shows are so fluid that something happened.
It's fun.
They are like ripping off of something.
Yeah, they jam.
Yeah, they jam. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. So they jammed out something. He was getting crunk. And I think it's so cute. And the people were like, because he's on drugs.
Yes. I went and saw a Dave show and he was so drunk he couldn't even remember the lyrics.
Girl, I posted, I was like, why y'all get so much? Because there's been several times where I was like, why do y'all hate on Dave so much? And people were like, because he's trash.
Yeah.
And no one gave me a real, they were just like, because he sucks.
Yeah,
because he blows.
Always because he sucks. He blows.
Okay,
well, like, okay, well, go listen to System of a Down.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine by me. Like, I don't know.
I just didn't know.
I can almost guarantee you the type of people or the type of music that the people that don't like Dave listen to.
What is it? What do they listen to?
I think it's like hard, not jock rock. What's like Limp Bizkit's metal emo?
There's no way that you can sit here and be like, I don't like Dave Matthews, but Limp Bizkit is where it's at.
They do.
What?
I swear. If you hate Dave Matthews, tell me what your favorite band is.
That's crazy.
Apparently, people are now starting to hate on Foo Fighters, saying that all of the songs sound the same.
They're just mad at Dave Grohl.
They're just mad at Dave Grohl. But I do think it's hilarious that you were not aware that Dave and Dave fans got so much hate.
Girl,
they think we're dorks.
Because I never heard it. But then now that's very naive of me to think, because this is a world where everybody hates something. And they're like, yeah, even the most like innocent thing, something that you're like, how could you hate on this? Someone's gonna like, duh. Yeah. Someone's gonna hate on it. Yeah, just because that's the world we live in.
Insane Clown Posse. Those people are not listening. They're not listening to Dave, and that's fine.
That is.
I don't want to go to a Juggalo.
Girl, the makeup alone scares me.
Yeah.
I told you I listened to a snippet of that. Remember I told you that they ran into like their promotion group at a mall one time?
No.
Yeah, like Townie Small. Me and my friend Angel.
When you were like younger?
Like in middle school.
Oh my gosh.
And like that's
Townie Small used to have crazy stuff. Right? I used to always get picked to do they would take you to that one room and let you do like a survey.
Yes.
And you get like $10.
Yes.
We're going to Claire's.
I watched a clip of, remember that Damon Wayans movie Meteor Man?
Yeah.
I watched in that room. I don't know if I watched the whole movie, but like the first version, and we had to like
our moms are horrified that we went to some random room in the mall for $10.
Watched it, and I was like, "This movie is great," or "This is." And so every time I see it, and it was funny because I saw like the color or the clarity wasn't quite great. Mm-hmm. So now when I see it, I'm still like, "Oh, it looks a lot better than when I saw it Townie Small that one day."
Thanks, me, for that suggestion. This is exactly why I would be a good producer.
Exactly.
I started young.
Yeah, but no, we saw. And they gave us a tape. And they were like, listen to this new group. And we're like, okay. And I listened to it at home. And I was like, whoa. I was like, I will not. This is not for me.
I remember seeing Slipknot video. And they're like beating each other up on stage. I was like, and y'all make fun of Dave?
Yeah, make fun of Dave.
Right.
He said nice. You don't get it.
And they're like, he always sounds like he's drunk. He's from South Africa. That's how he sounds.
And like, I'm not like Dave #1 fan, but like when I go to the concerts, and then even when we listen to music, you're like, this is nice, this is good. A live show is so fun.
Yeah,
I don't like if you ever were to be like
Camille there.
Yeah, if you ever were to be like, hey girl, you want to come to Dave concert? I'm like, hell yeah, I would go because the vibe is on. The music is, it's like just listening to a nice jam. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Now, if you were like, Ramel, come with me to this insane clown posse concert, I'd be like, no, girl. That's probably the one that type of music is probably the one people that I don't want to go. Because I'll go see a lot of music.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's my crowd. But that's fine. Yeah. I'm not hating on him.
Yeah. I'd sit in the balcony and just...
I'll watch a YouTube video from the comfort of my home.
He'd be like this, like, don't touch. You almost got some makeup on me. Please.
Lou, it's okay.
And I'm like, who's coming?
All right, girl, what are you into?
Okay, so for some reason, I've been feeling... I'm not trying to manifest a fight or anything. I'm not. Because sometimes I'm afraid, like, am I manifesting a fight?
I'm putting this in the universe.
Right, like, but I've been following this guy on TikTok named Green Eyed Genie 7. Green Eyed Genie 7. And it's a light-skinned dude, black dude, and he's maybe like, what, you might think about 10 years older than us?
Yeah,
maybe?
I would say 50s.
And you could tell he's just the old YN. Like, an old, like, he was in the hood. Like, but he's like, teach you how to, like, scrap, how to fight.
Yeah.
He gives you little tips.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. Like, one of my favorite the video that grabbed me was he was like, all right, so you get the person by the hand with your weak hand. So in my case, left hand, you grab them by the hair and with your weak hand, and then you just pop, 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 pop with your strong hand. I was like, damn, appreciate you.
And you said you could switch it up.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Molly wop.
Yeah, and then you get your Molly wop. Yeah. Like, he just put stuff where you're like, dang, appreciate you, and
he goes a little bit crazy, but you're like,
right. You're like, oh, okay. Like, you're literally watching the video. Yeah, you're like, 1, 2. Oh, okay, 1, 2. Yeah. All right, I got you. Because I don't know how to
wait on your back leg.
Right. Okay. Yes, you're like, all right. And I appreciate
the one I was not into when he's like, they say, and they put their head in on you. Yes. He said you grab them and you go, ah.
Yeah, I was like, can we give a head button tutorial next? Because I don't want to just be going around headbutting.
I don't want a headache all day.
Yeah, or I'm gonna knock myself out.
Rebel, ow!
You like headbutting, and you just go down. No, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. You be like, what? It's not like I get myself in situations like that, but just don't know. People's crazy these days.
Yeah,
and I just appreciate him. It's so funny. Like, he's serious, but
he is very serious.
He's serious, but he's funny.
He's in his backyard.
In his backyard with I love a good ghetto workout home. He got the bench press, and he's got his own little setup, and he's got
the hanging.
What's that called? A body bag?
Yeah, body bag.
Yeah, so he just be out there. Unc be out there. He just be over there on TikTok telling us how to defend ourselves, and I appreciate him. And I started to follow him, and then sometimes I'm like, am I manifesting a fight? Like, I don't want to. I just like to be prepared.
Because, we were discussing the other day, like, there's a part in your brain when, like, a crisis situation is happening where you're like, what do I do? And, like, you just have to stop and, like, somehow you have the information.
Flip through the pages of your life.
Yes. So, like, if you're about to get your ass kicked, you're going to be like,
Green Eyed Genie said this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
But hopefully, I don't usually care. You'd have to, like, do something to my kid or hit me
I've never
first.
been in a fight in my life.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm not, like, gonna argue with you and be like,
yeah. I'm gonna whip your butt.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not, because I got shit to do, and I don't want you to hit me in my face.
Yeah, I don't want to be hit in the face.
Yes, so no. But it'd have to be, like, a really dire, like, if I'm ever, like, y'all got in a fight, you need to go, what? And let me let you tell the story.
Yeah.
Because there's some stuff that went down. Yeah, but it's good to know. It's good to know that it is in my brain.
Yeah.
And I feel very strong at this point in my life. So I'm like, I feel strong. Let me make sure I can put these skills to use.
Mm-hmm. I'm a strong, independent woman.
Period.
And you're a realtor, so you don't know.
That's true.
You go into God knows where with who knows who.
You're right. So we need to know. So yeah, if you ever just want some like good self-defense tips, go follow Green Eyed Genie 7.
Good hood self-defense.
Yeah, and that's the best one.
Yeah, because nobody's gonna see that coming. No one's gonna be like, "Oh, that's the 5-finger death punch," and like,
not the 5-finger death punch. funny. Are you ready for number 5?
Oh yeah, I don't know. We need to watch.
Yeah, we need to. We do that whole series. You need to watch it.
You get too crunk.
I do. My mom was telling me I have to chill, but I think I can watch it today.
No,
maybe not.
What you just said, you're like, I'm feeling really strong. And you're watching Green Eyed Genie. You're gonna like someone's gonna do something, and you're gonna hear.
Right, girl. But it's time for old girl to come back and avenge her mama's death.
Yes.
When we doing that, Quentin?
When's Beatrice Kiddo's daughter coming back?
Yes. It's time, sir.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Did we already say this, that we need to do a triple dipper of Quentin Tarantino movies?
Yeah.
I was at the bar the other day because I've been working the daytime sometimes now. And let me tell you, that's changed because I did not like it working at night. It was giving me an ugly feeling. Mm-hmm. I didn't really like, but the daytime, I have been having a delightful time. It's a bunch of old people to come in and we be talking. I love talking to some old people.
I do too.
Love it. Girl had everybody watching Django Unchained. I was like, y'all need to learn this. And then one of the owners came in. They're like, Ramel, are you watching Django? I was like, yes. Mm-hmm. I kind of looked at him like, he was like, oh, I love this movie. I was like, okay, good. Because I thought he was going to be like, please change it. I was like, they need to know. They need to know.
And
but
it's Jamie
everybody
Foxx.
Liked it.
Okay.
Everybody was quite entertained. We talked about Jamie Foxx.
Love him.
But I love working in the day. I've made some connections, some real estate networking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm such an old lady daytime bar. Like, I like the daytime.
I used to like working at the coffee shop in the morning to like talk to everybody.
Right.
But it was so busy you couldn't like.
Yeah. No, and it's not busy.
Yeah, see, that's nice. Yeah. Just shooting the shit.
Shooting the shit with the old folks, and they give you like $50 just for talking. I love it. It's fun. Okay. I'm enjoying it quite nicely, way more than the nighttime where I'm like, oh, you damn degenerates. What you doing? You need to go to work tomorrow. Why you out here drinking?
Call a cab.
It's 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday.
Where are your children?
Right. But I'm like, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday? Okay, have you a drink before you go home. All right, cool. Fine.
Totally fine. Right. All right, girl, you ready for a triple dipper?
Let's do it. Did I write it down? Okay, yes. I was like, wait a minute. I did.
All right. Our triple dipper this week, surprise, surprise, our top 3 Quincy Jones projects.
Yay. You have to say projects because...
Yeah. I didn't realize he was an EGOTer.
Yeah.
There could be a plethora.
It could, yeah.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
I think my honorable mention is going to be the In the Heat of the Night and Sanford and Son.
Nice.
Because those are fun.
Yeah.
In the heat of the night.
My honorable mentions is We Are the World, mm-hmm. because we wouldn't have the incredible interaction between Michael Jackson and not Bruce Springsteen.
Huey Lewis. Yeah.
Love Huey Lewis. You're so crazy. He's so funny. And then Soul Bossa Nova.
You're right.
Because that, folks, is the theme song to Austin Powers.
You're right. That's a good.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good one.
We, when I was a senior, I was the MC for my senior show, and we all came out to that because Austin Powers was like huge.
Right.
So we like danced to it coming out.
Very good.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones. Very good.
There you go. All right. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to?
You go first.
Okay.
Sister.
My number 3 is "Fly Me to the Moon."
Very nice. I'm gonna go and listen to that album.
I loved. So when I started playing saxophone, I played alto, and my band director said, "If you play tenor, I'll put you in the first band." And I was like, "Okay, what did I care?" And so I switched to tenor, and I got really good. Mm-hmm. And I was in the jazz band in the 8th grade, and that was not. Maybe it was 7th grade. I think it was 7th grade. That was not normal then. And so they put us in a little jazz band, and we played "Fly Me to the Moon," and I got to do a jazz solo.
Very nice.
It was my first like jazz solo as lead tenor, and I felt so cool. And like that reminds
me. You got to do "Fly Me to the Moon."
Yes, and that song reminds me of my dad. Like he likes to sing that song, and he always likes to dance to it. And
that's the one. Come fly with me.
No. Fly me to the moon.
Oh, okay.
Let the stars. Oh my gosh. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
We need to have that as our song of the day.
In other words, please be true. Sorry.
Yeah. Girl, and one time speaking of Frank Sinatra, I went down a rabbit hole with him. There's a TikTok that does a lot of stuff in old Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, that's some tea too. Mm-hmm. All these people, because back in the day, these people were not as accessible as they are. Like we know that their life story,
social media,
yeah,
paparazzi,
but now like he was married to somebody and they had I can't think of who it was. I have to go back, but they had a crazy tumultuous relationship. Crazy. Who the hell was it? Because she broke up the marriage. God dang, who was he married to? That was crazy.
Frank Sinatra.
Yes, Frank Sinatra.
Wives.
Because he had a nice wife, and
like Casino.
Yeah, and then was it Ava Gardner?
I didn't know.
I didn't know it was married to Mia Farrow.
Me neither.
Was it? Girl, okay, don't listen to me. It might not have been. I think it was Frank Sinatra. Girl, but it was somebody had it. I think it was I think it was Ava Gardner, and that was like the love of his life. But they was crazy. And girl, yes,
that does sound familiar.
And yeah, and everybody was mad because his original wife, like, she was just a nice lady, and he got caught up in the Hollywood stuff. And girl, they were just people too,
right?
But we just didn't know it.
It's just right.
We just did not know it. Let me see. Fly Me to the Moon. Is the whole album available? Okay, let me go ahead and put this on my favorites list so I can make sure I listen to it. Oh, he did have some nice blue eyes. It was Frank Sinatra. I remember the blue eyes when I was watching the thing. Okay. Yeah, that voice is beautiful. And then was it just that? Okay, yeah, I'm finna be schooled in some Frank Sinatra.
Nice. I'm
excited about that. I went through a Billie Holiday phase too.
I love him. Clueless anyone.
Leslie, you're funny. You're a funny gal.
All right, what's your number?
Oh, okay, sorry, girl. I'm over here looking at Frank Sinatra. So I kind of combined it. So mine is Thriller and Off the Wall. Or
Done.
Thriller and Off the Wall. Anything else?
Yeah.
I listened to Off the Wall on the way here. Let me listen. Girl,
what's the first song on that album?
Off the Wall.
Oh, okay.
We're the party people night and day. Living crazy is the only way. So tonight, gonna leave up 9 to 5 up on the shelf and just enjoy yourself. Groove. Let the magic in the music get to you. Life ain't so bad at all when you're living on the wall. Live life off the wall.
Good one.
That is that chorus right there got me. I was like, life is crazy. Thank you, Michael, for letting me tell it. I can live my life off the wall.
I like it.
Appreciate you, Michael and Quincy.
All right, my number 2 is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Duh.
I feel like I grew up in a time where everybody was watching the same TV shows.
That was nice.
And I think it was really nice for, like, I had a pretty white household, but I got to watch The Cosby Show and Fresh Prince and, what's the spinoff of The Cosby Show?
Different World?
Different World, yeah. Like, those were all, like, huge parts of my life growing up. And I don't know if I would have, like, I appreciate, like, being let in a little bit on, like, Black family life. Family Matters.
And I'm glad that you weren't like, I saw a bunch of another 48-hour documentaries, and that's the Black people I know. Right. It was like, oh, that's like, yeah.
And everybody was watching it, and I loved that time. And Fresh Prince, like,
come on. We talk about Fresh Prince I know y'all are like, girls, we know you guys love Fresh Prince.
But that was a huge, I mean, we were like teenagers growing up, and that's like, everybody was watching it, talking about it. It was great.
Fun stuff.
Greatness. Young Will Smith. Come on. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
And you know who we don't talk about on there, too, that I used to love? Tatiana Ali. I love her. She's so gorgeous.
What's that one song she sang? She's had a really, like, popular song at one point.
She did?
Yeah. She was so cute in her video. I feel like she had on like a green top. It was
What?
like a Britney Spears vibe. She had on pigtails.
I,
Oh my gosh.
Tati, how you spell Tatiana? Girl, I don't know how to spell Tatiana. There you go. Girl, I don't know.
Yeah.
Daydreaming?
I think
Boy,
so.
You Knock Me Out. Maybe that does sound familiar. Kiss the Sky? Yeah.
No, she had one song.
I do remember that song. Yes.
That's probably Quincy Jones too.
Right? I do remember. She's so pretty.
She is so pretty. And Hillary, I loved her outfit.
Hillary, right?
And Carlton, I loved them all. I loved both the moms.
Right.
I did like the first mom better.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean.
Do you remember this one, Daydreaming?
I think this might be the one that I was thinking about at first.
Okay.
I can see it in the video, in my head.
I'm kind of getting, and then there's Kiss the Sky. Girl, it's a whole album. Girl.
Yeah, she had a time. But yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I do remember. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So my number 2 is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Dang.
Of course
it is.
Yeah, but did we even mention that he was a producer? Oh yeah. So yeah, he was a producer.
I remember seeing his name on it all the time, but I don't know if I realized that it was like that Quincy Jones.
Right. And he loved in the documentary there was something he was like, of course, called DJ Jazzy Jeff, call Will, like, so those were his boys. Like,
yeah,
that's just relationships. Like he works with people and he's like, call them up.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a big deal whenever you can call on somebody and they're there for you. And,
yeah, that means that they can feel the same the other way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think that is a big deal. And they all knew that he would give them their best work. He would make them. That is what I want to do. I don't necessarily like. I want to make other people look as good as they can too. Yes. I'm not trying to only make myself look good.
For sure.
I'm trying to lift up other people too. Like, because where you go, I go. I mean, that's for
sure. And another thing that I think that we need to embrace is because sometimes when you get older, you look at the young generation and you're like, those guys, these young, like he always embraced them and was always. You got to stay like you got to keep your mind young. You got to evolve and go with the different changes, and you got to. He's always. Still, like he was like lifting up old people. He was introduced to Chloe and Hallie. And they were so honored to meet him. They're like, "Oh my God, thank you." They were like, and he was like, "Girls are doing a good job." He's like, and then they were just like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And they're like, he was like, "Do y'all do your own arrangements?" And he was like, they're like, "Yes." He was like, "Oh yeah, go ahead, sisters." He's like, "Y'all gonna be like just uplifting young people and always having your finger on the pulse of what's going on, no matter if you feel too old, like." Just knowing stuff.
Yeah, like, not saying stuck and
like
stagnant.
Back in my day, like that's we're on that.
Well, it's today,
right? Yeah, like you can't always be saying that. Right. You can sometimes say that because it's fun.
It is,
but like you gotta kind of still stay with it a little bit,
right?
And somewhat.
You could be like, I'm gonna let y'all keep that over there,
right? But you're right. What's going on? Like, I know that group, yeah. But I think that's So, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, number 2 for both of us.
Yeah. Well, surprise, surprise, my number 1 is Thriller.
Duh.
Yeah, the making of Thriller, like, definitely had a huge impact on my life. I watched it so many times. Like, I could do the dances. I remember, like, it was just Thriller. Yeah. We got to see Michael Jackson in concert. He scared me when he came out with the wolf thing on. He always did.
That whole video was scary. I used to love to watch it, but I'd be like, Mama, don't leave.
Yeah, when the guys came out of the ground, I couldn't do that one.
Girl, and in one of the clips on the documentary, Michael was talking in his Thriller makeup, and I was like, take it off, Michael.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't even being, like, scary, but I was like, that's some scary.
Scary.
Yeah. That makeup was scary.
Have you ever seen, in the Beat It video, there's one in the dance scene, there's one white guy that is not doing the dance that everybody else is doing. It is so. Once I pointed
I
out,
think so. I think you pointed
it's
out to me.
so bad. It's like that Sister Act one. Did you see the Sister Act video I posted? Did you watch the white girl try to do the?
Yes.
She looks so bad. She's like, what? And then can't do the dance. She looks so terrible. But yeah, in Beat It, as much of perfectionist as they are, I cannot believe this one guy got away with dancing with it. The way that hilarious. He did. So yeah, just Thriller. Just Thriller. All right, what's your number one?
Well, my number one is The Color Purple.
Nice.
Just because I love that movie. It's a weird movie to love.
Yeah.
Because it's about, but just with the importance of it. Mm-hmm. So today, the things that it did for the actors in that movie. Yeah. It was just an important, great movie. The music in it. Sister, you've been on my mind. Sister, two of a kind. Yeah, just everything. Black people still were mad at Danny Glover for a long time until he came out with Lethal Weapon. Then we were like, okay, we forgive you. Too old for this. Yeah, then we're like, he's funny.
Okay,
but before then we were like, Mister, you're pissed at Mister.
Yeah. So sometimes it does take you a while to get over those things. Like, I don't know about you.
Yeah, there's still, we should do that movie. Have we done that?
I think we have.
Yeah, we have done that. But yeah,
our favorite bad guys.
Yeah.
We're like, we're so good, and I hated it.
Right. So yeah, The Color Purple. I still haven't seen the new one. I'm ashamed to say though.
I have not seen the new one.
I need to. Sorry, black people. I have not seen the new
Jennifer Hudson and them. Yeah.
Fantasia. Mm-hmm. Was Jennifer Hudson in it?
Was she?
I thought it was Fantasia.
Then I don't know.
I don't know either.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know. I ain't seen that shit. I know Fantasia because she got a good.
I thought J Hood was in it too.
I don't know, girl. That girl from the Orange Is the New Black was in it. Let's see, girl.
You know she is related to Niecy Nash.
Oh,
they're like
I think about it.
Something.
Danielle Brooks. No, it's Fantasia. Halle Bailey. Danielle Brooks is the girl. Whoopi Goldberg. Taraji. Sierra. Dion. I love Dion Cole.
He's so handsome.
He is. He is hilarious. Have you seen that? No, J Hood's not in there.
Okay.
Oh, John Baptiste is in there. David Allen Greer. I like David Allen Greer too. But
you got to watch it.
Yes, Dion Cole. There's a clip. He was on something, and he's talking about like old ladies. Like it just makes you feel good. He's like, you young girls don't have nothing on these older women. He's like, older women are just sexy. It's just something, and he just makes you feel like, thanks, Dion. And then there's an R&B singer. I don't know, like she just happened to be there. It's so weird because I'm always like, I see the clip and I'm like, well, where did she come from? Did y'all know that Stephanie Mills? And he gets so flustered, but she's older. She's like, I imagine she's like in her 50s, 60s. Because I remember her when I was a little kid. She was a grown woman, so I imagine she's in her 60s.
Yeah.
And he is so flustered, and you can tell he's just like, that was Stephanie Mills, y'all. And he comes over, and she's just like, they're all flirting. And it just makes, like, I'm glad that there's men out there that are like, is you 24? Well, then never mind.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're just like, let me holler at Dion Cole.
Right.
Because he's like, young girl. He's like, young girl's all right, but
a mature woman.
And that's like, yeah, something about a mature woman who knows that is sexy.
Yeah.
That's way sexier.
For sure.
Because when you get older, you're like, yeah, I got a little bit of some stretch marks. So what you gonna do about it? And you're like, I'm sorry. That's sexy.
Right?
Right? Wait, like, I don't know. To me.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, that. But yeah, I really like him. After that, I always liked him. But when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I might have to holler at him.
Yeah. Put him on the list.
I might have to put him, slip into the DMs.
Do it, girl.
I am.
All right. Well, this was our Quincy Jones episode.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Quincy Jones.
I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, thanks for everything. Thanks
for all the great
art
stuff
and music and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for it all. All right. Well, I'm Leslie. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and you can watch us on Spotify.
Yay! And I'm Ramel. Make sure you follow your girl Ramel the Realtor on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
All right. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Woo, woo, woo.